The Vanished Return has been out for a month now. Yeah, and nobody's been really talking about this novelization of the Goosebumps 2025 show, weird saying that, Goosebumps The Vanishing, which, already has a decent fan base. A lot of people like the show and thought it was relatively worth continuing on for season 3. I feel the same way, too. I genuinely like the show. Was it amazing? No, but it was definitely an improvement upon the first season, which had, its issues, and this one also has its fair few issues, but obviously, I think a lot of people preferred the sequel, or whatever this is. You can't call it a sequel, it's not really connected, but it's still another Goosebumps show. We call it season 2, but whatever. But yeah, the novelization came out. Nobody talked about it, besides me now. Yeah. I just finished reading this about 3 days ago, and I got a lot to say, so let's just dive in. And now for my blurb. This official Goosebumps novel based on the hit series includes a brand new exclusive ending. Wowzers. 30 years ago, 4 teenagers disappeared while exploring an abandoned military bunker. Their story became a local legend in Gravesend, and when Devin and Cece come to visit their dad for the summer, they're dared to go inside. But something strange happens to Devin when he enters the old fort. Soon the teenagers in Gravesend are changing. In order to stop the effects from spreading, Devin, Cece, and their friends have to figure out what happened to the first group who vanished. If they don't hurry, they'll become the bunker's next victims. This official novel tells the story of Goosebumps The Vanishing, plus includes scenes and information not seen in the show. This is actually quite good, and pretty much on par with The Haunting Returns. Yeah, though you'll be shocked to learn I actually prefer The Haunting Returns. Yeah, but not by much, and it could change in the future, but as of now, I slightly prefer The Haunting Returns. And it's actually even longer than this. This is the second longest Goosebumps book of all time, coming in at 269 pages, quote-unquote, because there's a lot of blank pages in here, because it's weirdly formatted, but either way, it's good. It's a very good novel, but why? This book is unfaithful as shit. And that is actually a very good thing in my eyes. There's a lot of things that improve just because it's not exactly like the show. There's a lot different in episode 4, specifically the Homos would fight, and Cece and Alex now share a kiss instead of in episode 6. Well, they actually do as well in that episode still. So I guess we start that romance plot slightly earlier, which is like, fuck yeah, I'm getting railing on that. Jen has less scenes in the book than are needed because a lot of her scenes in the show are fucking pointless. Some characters play bigger roles, some characters have tweaked backstories or character backgrounds and growth. But it relatively has the same skeleton. I just prefer this version of the show because it's tweaked in a way I like it more. Some dialogue is different, whilst I miss some of my jokes, I miss some of my lines from the show, and I miss some scenes. It's like, who cares? It's still better overall. And there's one key thing that I want to bring up. I'm not going to waste any fucking time. Here we go. Episode 8. There's one giant change. That might not sound giant, but I add a whole 0.5 for it, which is still not that much, but it's like, that's still big, because this is something that's been bothering me. Ever since I finished the show, I was debating in my head for nearly 2 months whether the vanished teens who got out of the pods midway portion of episode 8 from 1994, the vanished teens, were they possessed by aliens up until the time they were turned into aliens, or was it their actual souls? Turns out it's kind of both, but it's mostly the aliens. Yes, they were possessed. I know they were technically possessed the whole time. That was not up for debate. They definitely had an alien side of them, but they were being controlled by the alien inside of them. That has been confirmed, because they were acting fucking strange, but also very normal. So, that is confirmed. We know. Yeah, it was the aliens. Someone bleeds some black, cries black, and it's basically flat out said, the aliens made fake souls and put them into bodies to slowly possess them. I don't fucking know. It's weird, but yeah, what you were seeing weren't the real teenagers, but like duplicate souls, fake personalities, copycats, kind of like episode 3 of the 2023 show. But yeah, very strange, but that's what it was. That's what it was. And mostly brings up questions about what about the other guys? Were they also fake souls? I think it's just another one of the aliens' strange powers that they put up just to, like, obviously get the other teenagers separated, which is one of the things they do in the episode of That's Suspicious, that made me think, are these guys aliens? But yeah, that's a whole ramble sesh that I want to avoid right now. We got a huge plot hole confirmed, so thank you, Kate Howard. And thank you for the good writing. Now moving on to that, the good writing. Kate Howard, you did a great job. This was an unfaithful version. I think she definitely improved from the original show, and she also had just as good a writing style as she did in The Haunting Returns. So that is very nice. Good job, Kate Howard. Little to no issues with your writing here. Another thing. This is a small little detail, but Dr. Brewer's mom. Yeah, she appears twice in the show, and she still appears twice here. Both scenes are still here. They're not cut, because there's a lot of cut scenes. Or, not cut scenes, but scenes that were cut, sorry. But, she's still here, but she actually plays a role. I thought this was strange, because Jen initially in the show gives Dr. Brewer the shirt that Maddie was wearing the night he died. Instead, it's given to Grandma, and she gives it to Dr. Brewer, which is like, okay, I like that. That actually gives her somewhat of a purpose. Did it need to happen? No, but it's like, I think Kate Howard realized that it was completely fucking useless she appeared in the show. We could have had a VHS player in the basement, we'd have been fine. That's really it. Yeah. Nonetheless, good. That's a nice little change, and there's some change involving, adaptation changes, like less of a jarring soundtrack, because guess what? There's no soundtrack. It's not here. And obviously things from the screen translate differently here, so you might, prefer what you think. That's something I prefer. So yeah, overall, this novel was quite good. In fact, a slight improvement, if not a decent improvement, upon the show. But it had a few issues. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna lay it on you guys now. The new ending. Yes, we're in downsides, but I want to clarify. I don't dislike this ending, but I do not like it either. It is a bland-ass 5 out of 10 ending. Here we go. I'm gonna lay it on you. Here we go. New ending. What happens? Trey skips town, apparently, after puking up this black monster that nobody knows happened. So it's only us that knows that at the moment. And someone else! Woo! Gets in a second. Cece is coming back into town to go to prom with Alex. Not me. Stay the fuck away from me, bitch. I hate her. With all due respect to her character, I guess. I guess it's cool that now CJ is the manager of his mama's bake shop. So that happened. Frankie's Frankie. Yeah. And Devin. Devin doesn't like Gravesend. Which is like, really, man? We're setting him up like, oh, I'm gonna love it here. My fucking leg aches. I'm Devin. I love it here in Gravesend. No, he doesn't. He thinks it's bland. But he does like one thing, and that is his father. Now, Sawyer's been spending a lot of time in the basement. And Devin's like, maybe I want to be a botanist. Yeah, Devin wants to be a botanist now, of all fucking things. I don't know why. But okay. Very out of character moment, I feel. And especially for Anthony! Because guess what? Devin goes around the side house to what Anthony's been doing in the basement for so long. It's been a few months now, right? Guess what Anthony's doing, alright? Take a wild fucking guess on the gander. He's growing body squeezers and alien pods, as well as a duplicate or clone or something of Trey. Yeah. And then the book ends with Cece arriving and Devin like, don't go in the basement! Don't go in the basement! Really? Now, I sound pissed, and I'm mildly pissed, because, I was building up to this whole thing. I'd read it till the end, obviously. I tried to keep it as my going force in case I disliked it. And I liked the book. I liked everything else about it. And I don't hate this. I don't even dislike this much. It's just like, that fucking ending. The end of the ending is poo-poo. But everything else is, decent. So it kind of just rounds out to a 5. A flat 5 out of 10. In other words, I'm not going to deduct anything for it. Or add anything. It fucking exists. Let's move on to my real downsides. There you go. There's your ending. That's what I think about it. I don't like it. But I don't really hate it either. It exists. It exists. For real downsides, kind of similar to upsides in a way. The changes. There's some changes I don't prefer. And that's about really all I can say. Yeah, there's some changes in here that I don't prefer over the show. And there's some episodes or segments I don't prefer, like the VHS segment. It's obviously better in the show. The whole Hannah shtick. Whilst it makes more sense now, it's still like, really? That didn't need to be in here, where Hannah's fake ghost, because now it's confirmed to not be Hannah, somehow, is trying to kill Devin. That was the alien. But it's still like, that didn't need to fucking be in here. It's fucking pointless. Nonetheless, there's just a lot of things that did not need to be changed. That I kind of preferred. Some dialogue, especially dialogue, that I preferred. I wish Alex and Cece knew each other prior to the show. I think I would have preferred that still. Instead of them being total strangers to each other. They never met before, unlike in the show. But yeah, I still like this version. I still like it a lot. I think it's going to get a decent score. I already know what it is. It's going to get the same score as Haunting Returns as of now, because I actually moved Haunting Returns down from its initial 8.5. So there you go. Just basically told you. But, you know what I'm saying? It's still got its fair few things that I think could have made it a lot better if you included or excluded, or just kept faithful. So yeah, also, fart joke. So, I guess there's that. And obviously, this is no masterpiece. It has some of the same issues as the show had, like some bland characters and some lack of explanation for a lot of things, and alien nonsense that still doesn't make a lot of sense, and obviously, like I said, things I just don't prefer. So yeah, let's move on to my rating. I give this a Goosebumps The Vanishing out of 10 plus 0.5, which translates to an 8 out of 10. Yeah, this gets an 8 out of 10. It's getting the average score. Oh, fuck. Man, a whole ass book. It's 269 pages to be frickin'... Sorry, can't hold it right. Be frickin' average? Man, that sucks. But either way, beyond average length, average rating. You know what I'm saying? That's what she said. Ash Return was a decent version of the show, but I slightly preferred, if not decent bit. 0.5, whatever you feel about that, if it's large or not, I definitely prefer 0.5 more. And yeah, this is slightly worse. That doesn't mean a lot. Just not as good as Haunting Returns, which is also an 8 out of 10 now. Thought I'd just tell you, I moved that one down. But yeah, it's good. Check it out. Ending is not very good, but not bad. Hope you guys enjoyed this book review, and tell me what you think about The Vanished Return below if you even read it. I'm sure not a lot of you have, because who wants to read the same thing again, or watch, but in book form? I don't know. Maybe make an audiobook about this, even though that's just a show. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.